Hello, it is Saturday the 9th of December, and in this video I'm going to look at the most recent two Thunderball results, and I'm going to analyse them to see in what ways the winning numbers were the most outstanding, and I'm going to see if I can find ways in which the next set of winning numbers are going to be most outstanding based on whatever I can find in this analysis. Now, in draw 2150, the machine used was Excalibur 5 and the set of balls was Thunderball 3, and the numbers were 2, 10, 13, 16, 25 and Thunderball number 6. Now this is a chart summarising the full draw history since the number of main numbers went up to 39, just looking at the results for machine 5 and set of balls 3. So only the draws when that particular machine and set of balls have been used together. That's the set that we're looking at in this chart. Now, as you can see, the most frequent number with that machine and set of balls is number 2. So number 2 was most outstanding on this chart, and number 10 is also on the edge of the chart, which is this line, this diagonal line, and there's a reason why there's no numbers past the diagonal line. It's because the more frequent a number is, the more likely it is to come out, and the more overdue a number is, then obviously it's going to be slower. So the overdue numbers tend to be at the slow end, and the more frequent numbers tend to be at the more recent end. So when they get past this line, that's when they're due to come out. Now let's see where the other numbers were. So you can see 13 close to the edge, 10 on the edge, and number 2 most frequent. Now if we look at the Thunderball numbers, you can see number 6 is just in the middle of the chart, so not particularly outstanding. However, if we look at a chart for main number 2, now you can see the way in which Thunderball number 6 was the most outstanding. So if we'd done a different line for each machine and set of balls that are being used in the current trend, we would have had to put 8 lines on in total, and on the line for machine 5 set of balls 3, we could have picked the most frequent number 2, looked at a chart for number 2 and then picked Thunderball number 6. So we could have got those two numbers. Now if we look at a chart for Thunderball number 6, you can see main number 2 most frequent on that. But would we have a reason to pick the other 4 numbers? Now if we look at all machines and sets of balls, and this is the full chart that we get, and if we look where the winning numbers were on that chart, now you can see that they weren't the most outstanding in anywhere. However, if we'd already decided that we were going to pick number 2, and then we looked at this chart, and wouldn't have picked any of them, So let's look at Thunderball number 6. See what we can find on that one. So none of these were most outstanding on that one either. But if we looked at 2 and 6 together, so still nothing on that. Okay, let's narrow it down to the current trend instead then. And look at numbers paired with number 2. Nothing on that. Thunderball number 6. Still nothing. So the most I could have got is 2 numbers, and that's only if I'd have done individual lines for each combination of machine and set of balls, which would have cost £8, and for those 2 numbers I would have only won a £5. So total waste of time really. Right, let's move on to the next draw then, which was the most recent one that occurred yesterday, and the results were okay, again machine 5, set of balls 3. Winning numbers were 1, 8, 13, 24, 30, and Thunderball number 1. Okay, so going on the current trend, let's see where the winning numbers were on that chart. That's where they were, sort of bunched up in the middle. Number 30 is one of the most frequent, so none of them most outstanding individually. And that's looking at the current trend. If we look at the chart for all machines and sets of balls, then still none of them most outstanding. So let's narrow it down to machine 5 and set of balls number 3. Now on this chart you can see that number 8 is most outstanding because it's nearest to the top right corner, so it's the most overdue for its frequency. Also you can see 30 is on the edge of the chart, that means it's due to occur as well. And if we look at where the winning numbers were, that's where they all were. So let's look at a chart for number 8. So you can see Thunderball number 1, one of the most frequent. And if we look at all machines and just set of balls number 3, you can see number 13, one of the most overdue for its frequency. And if we look at a chart for 13, number 8 is on the edge of that chart. Number 1's most frequent. So let's look at a chart for just machine 5 and all sets of balls. On that you can see number 8's on the edge of the chart again, and this time so is 24, second most frequent. If we look at a chart for numbers paired with number 8, Oh, surprise, surprise. Number 30, most overdue to occur with number 8, and we've got Thunderball number 1 on the edge of the chart. Possibly the most overdue for its frequency as well. So if we look at a chart for 13 on this one, is on the edge of that chart, and so is number 8, as we would expect. Chart for number 30, number 8's most overdue, as expected. And again, Thunderball number 1 on the edge of the chart. And so let's look at all machines and sets of balls. Interestingly enough, numbers paired with 30, 13 is most overdue. And we've got 24 most frequent. Now if we look at a chart for number 1, 24 is most overdue. That's interesting. We've got 13 on the edge, 30 close to the edge, third most frequent. So these numbers do look quite outstanding with each other. So they're not individually outstanding, but when you look at the numbers paired with each other, they are quite outstanding, which is interesting. So this is the type of thing that I look for when I'm picking my numbers. So you can see 30 most frequent on the chart for 24, and so is Thunderball number 1. And then we've got 8 on the edge of the chart as well, and 1 also. So quite an interesting outcome. It seems like these numbers just sort of fitted together very well, and it's not just one number but all of them. Every number, they seem to be in some way outstanding with the other numbers. And we're looking at all machines and sets of balls together, so it's as if they like a kind of resonance between these numbers has kind of built up and made it so they were due to occur together, and that's what's happened. But I wouldn't have picked any of them to start with. That's how it works. Now let's look at the chart as it is now. So what's most outstanding on this full chart is 31's most frequent, 32 is possibly most overdue for its frequency, 14 is overdue. We've got 21, 28 on the edge of the chart, some other numbers as well. So if we just look at the current trend, which is a bit more sensible, and see if any of these numbers are outstanding on this one as well. And so we've got 32 is outstanding because it's actually no, 38 looks like it's the one that's nearest to the top right corner. 14 is the least frequent, but it's looking a bit overdue now. 28 was outstanding because it was on the edge of the full chart, and it's also on the edge of this chart. See, that's the edge, that line. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's due to occur. if we look at the Thunderballs, we definitely want to pick 12 because it's most overdue for its frequency. And if we look at a chart for Thunderball number 12, see now 28 is not all that outstanding, but 32 is most frequent. So let's have 32 and 12. And if we look at a chart for those two numbers, then maybe number 30 as well. And now 28 is on the edge, looking a bit overdue for its frequency on that. So let's have 28. Okay, chart for 32. I'm going to pick number 12. So I've got main number 12 and Thunderball number 12 as well. I just realised I typed 12 in wrong square on that. God. Right, I'll start again. I'm having 32 and 12 to go with it, and 20 and 28. Now it looks like number 11 on that, but that's the full history. That's all machines and sets of balls. So if we narrow it down to current trend, so 12's most overdue Thunderball. If we look at current trend machines and current trend sets of balls, you can see Thunderball number 12 most outstanding. Right, now Thunderball number 12, 32 one of most frequent. I noticed there's two distinct waves going across this chart. We've got a line here and another line here. We've got 32 at the top of that one. Let's look at 32 again. Right. So, Thunderball number 12 most frequent with main number 32. And 16 most frequent with 32. 28 on the edge of the chart. So, to make things simple, I'm just going to pick 16 as well. So those are the numbers that I'm going to put on for tonight's draw. That concludes this video. Subscribe for the next one, and good luck in tonight's draw. Bye for now.